Hey folks, in the series of videos that I apparently do from time to time, where I answer DMs, I got a DM actually this morning talking about my quote of the day video from yesterday. Yesterday was the 14th, and I quoted Woody Guthrie, and I used the lyrics from "This Land Is Your Land," and I just got a DM of somebody that I'd never had any discourse with. I don't even know if they followed me. But they sent me a DM and they said that it was upsetting to them to watch my video because they don't necessarily agree with me on the meaning of things, for of like that for that video, or the way that I colored the lyrics in that video. They didn't really agree with me, and that they literally say in the comment, and I should have put it up here, but I don't want to go clip it or anything. It basically, they say that they want to hold on to that, like their childhood way of thinking of it, and that, I get that, I understand that. There's that purity, that nostalgia, that you believe that what you learned as a child is good and wonderful, and you want to hold on to that. But that, unfortunately, I can't allow that. I just can't, because that's not what he wanted. That's not what the whole song was about. And I just wanted to take a moment to talk about it, because I think that it's really, really fucking important that we don't, kind of interpret things the way that we want them to be when we've been propagandized to believe that that's what they mean. The lyrics to that song that have been omitted have been omitted. It's been done for a purpose. It's been done for a reason. And the problem is that, I look at it as an indigenous man, and I know that as I was growing up, I went to a public school, so there was a bunch of white kids around me singing "This land is your land, this land is my land." And every time they would say "This land is my land," even if they didn't do it, it felt like they were looking at me. And I understood completely when many nations across this country decided that they were going to opt out of celebrating that song, because the version of it that you get in elementary school when you're in first grade, standing up on the shitty stage, being forced to sing a song in front of parents that don't really care and are just taking pictures of their one kid, those lyrics aren't what it means. Like, that's not what it means. It's not celebrating like a landmass. That's not what the song is about. It never was. And the fact that they decided to, now granted, this is how the it's important to understand that, like, that's how the song spread. It wasn't like a wide released song. This wasn't a song that came out and did like gangbusters and was, top 100 chart or something. This song came out, he wrote it in 1940, and it didn't even like catch on popularly until like I want to say like 58. And the way that it came to prominence is a teacher heard it, took it to school, and said, "I'm going to teach this patriotic song to my children." But again, I said this in the video. This is the same kind of people that think that "Born in the USA" is a patriotic song. "This Land Is Your Land" is not a patriotic song. And the reality is that because of the way that it was framed, there are Native Americans, indigenous people, that look at that song and are repulsed by it. But if they knew what Woody Guthrie was trying to say, that wouldn't be the case. And so I can't just stand by and let people frame it how they saw it as children, because that's not at all what it was intended to be. That's not the point of it. Remember, this song is a rebuttal. This song he wrote as a rebuttal in his disgust over "God bless America." Like, that's what he heard that and was like, "Bleh," because he was traveling from one side of the country to the other. He was traveling from California to the New York Island. Like, that's where he was. He literally wrote this song after he had finished that journey, hitchhiking across the fucking country. And what he was seeing was this America that was not blessed. He didn't see this America that Irving Berlin was talking about in this song. He didn't see the propaganda. He's not writing talking about California and New York Island and the Redwood Forest and the Gulf Stream waters as, oh, these are land masses. He's saying these are the places I've been and seen. And the reality is that this is an anti-capitalist song. That's what the whole point of it is. That's why I said in the video, it's a socialist ballad. Woody Guthrie, who was considered at one point in time to be America's folk singing voice. Like, he was that big of an icon. Everybody in the country knew who the fuck he was. He was Elvis Presley before Elvis Presley. He was the voice of America. And then the reason that that changed is because he was a communist. I mean, that's what they framed him as, and he just kind of latched onto it. But really, he was an anti-capitalist. And he was an anti-capitalist because he saw firsthand during the Depression what capitalism hath wrought. Like, that's the whole point of him as a person, is he understood what racism did. He watched it. His dad was a member of the KKK. His dad very likely took part in hate criming people, literally, and was very, very happy being from Oklahoma. You remember, like, all the Tulsa and all that stuff? Like, we know what happened. I can't even say some of the shit that happened because we're on TikTok. But the reality is that he got to see all that fucking firsthand, and he rebelled against it. And he spent his life, even into the point where he could barely even understand what the fuck was going on because of Huntington's disease. He was fighting against these things. He understood the evils of capitalism. He understood the good of capitalism. But he said, no, these evils cannot stand. And so when he writes, this land is your land, this land is my land, it is a reminder to people that this land is not controlled. This land was not created. He says this land was made for you and me, not for them, not for the upper class, not for the crust, not for the politicians, not for the billionaires, not for the people that want to create data centers. This land wasn't made for them. It was made for you and me. It was made for us. And he uses that term, and I know that a lot of people, well, it wasn't made, it wasn't, like, I'm an atheist too, but you can still use the terminology to get the point across. And the point is that this is our country. And he's not talking about land in, like, tangible, physical places. He's talking about the country, the idea of what we are. This country was supposed to be about being by the people and for the people. Are we? Do you feel like we are? That's the point of that song. That's what it's supposed to mean. The version that you know that is just basically this cyclical propagandist bullshit that doesn't bring up the people waiting in the fucking bread lines, that doesn't bring up the fact that there's no trespassing signs all over the place, the fact that they were shutting down the country to the people, the fact that the government was overreaching. Like, we gloss over those. We say, well, yeah, those were part of it, but they're not part of it now. So, this is what we got. No, these are the song. They ripped the guts out of the song to make it so that it was more palatable for your normal, like, conservative and middle-class liberal fucking mentality. Like, that's what it was about. Like, people were like, oh, I don't know if I like that. I don't know if I want to see the truth of what's happening. So I'd prefer if you just pull the wool back over my eyes. Like, you see that a lot today too. I don't want to know the truth. Tell me, lie to me, baby, lie to me. Like, this is how we are as Americans. And Woody Guthrie was like, no, fuck you. You're going to see the truth. And then they said, well, here's a version of it that doesn't have any balls on it. So listen to that. And he was like, whatever, if that's what you want. So, I mean, he fought against it in as much as he could, but he was already sick by the time it got really popular. So he would play it, and he would add the different verses. There's even a verse that he wrote about Trump's dad, and that is a real thing. He really did that. It's a live recording. I don't know where to find it, but it's on YouTube somewhere. You can go find Woody Guthrie singing about Trump's dad, and then that gives you a good idea of where he would, how he thinks and where he would consider our current situation. So I just wanted to make sure that people understood. I'm not gonna sugarcoat things to make your childhood remembrance or nostalgia mean something, because you were lied to. And if you can't come to terms with that, if you can't face the fact that you were lied to, and that I'm going to show you that, you're not in the right place. Because I'm not ever going to sugarcoat it. I'm not ever going to be like, well, but there's a reason for it. Because the reason was control. The reason was to make you think that this land was your land in a literal sense. It's not about the land. It's about the country. And this country is ours. And we've forgotten that. And it's about time that people remind us of it. And Woody Guthrie was trying to do just that. This land is my land, and this land is your land. And we need to fight for it. Take care of yourself. Take care of others. I'll talk to you soon.